Lytudiep. Hello dear friends. A horrifying truth that no one has ever thought of. When Mrs. T told this story to Diep, everything was revealed. Diep is the biological daughter of Jame's father and Mrs. T. A truth too cruel to Diep. She is preparing to marry Jame, but right now she doesn't know what to do. Her heart is broken. So what is the story? Today let's find out if it is true or not. The afternoon sun was gentle that day, casting a warm glow over everything it touched. Yet inside the hearts of James and Diep, emotions swirled like a quiet storm. Their story, a blend of love, doubt, family wounds, and fragile hope, was unfolding in ways neither of them expected. James had just wrapped up a long day at the company. He managed the new lumber orders, organized equipment, checked on his workers, and even planned a company trip that would support employees and their families. Everything was running smoothly, at least on the surface. But the moment he mentioned Diep and the little girl they wanted to adopt, his father's mood changed instantly. James's father, a man who had built his entire life on discipline and hard choices, believed deeply in the power of logic. He often reminded his family, "If I had followed my heart instead of my mind, we would have starved long ago." Yet that same logic became a cold, unyielding wall whenever the topic of Diep came up. He didn't hate her, his fear was the real reason behind his refusal. Fear that her past marriage at a young age meant she carried too much baggage. Fear that she wouldn't be able to support James intellectually or emotionally. Fear that the little girl they adopted might secretly be Diep's biological child from another man. His words cut deep, even as Mrs. T, the gentle mediator between father and son, tried to calm him. He refused to let go of his suspicions. "You're all using your hearts, not your heads," he argued. "But sometimes," she replied softly, "a heart sees what logic cannot." Still, he shut himself off, convinced that he was protecting his son, even if it meant hurting him. While tension filled the home, James chose a different path to express love. One peaceful evening, he brought Diep to a high hill overlooking their village, the whole place glowing like a scene from a fairy tale. Birds sang, the breeze was cool, and everything felt suspended in time. "Do you know why I brought you here?" he asked. Diep shook her head, though she could sense something important was coming. James took a deep breath. He reminded her he had proposed twice before, only for both moments to fall apart because one of them wasn't ready. But this time, he didn't kneel. He didn't even say, "Will you marry me?" Instead, he opened a small box containing two simple, meaningful rings. "This isn't a proposal," he said with trembling sincerity. "It's a promise. I want to put yours on first, and you can put mine on after." As Diep slid the ring onto his finger, he felt something warm and invisible connect them, like a thread tying two destinies together. She apologized for the past, for her fears, for not being ready before. But this time, she was ready, truly ready. "Even if you waited years and asked again, I would still say yes," she whispered. James held her hand tightly. He admitted he feared losing the moment again, losing her again, but now, she reassured him, those fears belonged to the past. Their love had moved to a new chapter. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the quiet of the house, James's father sat alone, torn between the world he trusted and the love he didn't understand. He had sacrificed everything for his family, yet now he faced the unsettling truth that sometimes sacrifice wasn't enough. Could he learn to open his heart? To see Diep as she truly was? To accept the little girl not as a threat but as a blessing? The answers lingered in the shadows, just out of reach. And while Diep and James watched the sunset from the hill, rings shining softly in the fading light, a sudden phone call rang in James's pocket. He looked at the screen, his face changed instantly. Diep felt her heartbeat quicken. "What's wrong?" she asked. James swallowed hard. "It's my father." But his voice carried something new, something urgent. What happened? Did his father finally change his mind? Or was something far more serious about to unfold?